Tonight, we're going to be talking about that new Masterverse Vintage Collection toy line and so much more on this episode of Geek Dad Live. Everybody, and welcome to a Monday edition of Geek Dad Live. Thank you, everybody, for joining on a Monday night. Even being late on my pushback to Monday night. Joining me tonight is my good friend Gary from Wax Nostalgic Network. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Just got back from sunny California.
Was it sunny?
It was very sunny, beautiful, breezy. It was a good day. It was a great week. I was there for work. And then friend of the channel, frequent co-host of more TV related things on GDO2, Ralph. If you've been following this channel a while, you know he's been working on that Getting Lost documentary for 3 years or almost 3 years now, and they had their big premiere yesterday in Beverly Hills, California at the Fine Arts Theater. And so we were there to support Ralph in this premiere, as well as Taylor, Emily. A lot of people worked really hard to make that movie happen, and needless to say, it was awesome. It was really, really good. It was like 2 hours long. There was tons of laughs. There was tears. So if you love Lost, seek out the Getting Lost documentary. I believe there'll be like Blu-ray versions. You can rent it on streaming, stuff like that. So if you love Lost, I think you will love this documentary.
Very cool. Is it available now or TBD?
I think TMD. TBD.
TBD.
To be determined. I do know. I think it's going to be in theaters in Canada, I believe.
Oh wow! So Dole can go.
Dolers can go. So really, it was a ton of fun. It was great. I've known Bobby Moynihan for a long time because he's a big Lost fan, and he's was a listener of my Lost podcast, but finally got to meet him in person for the first time. So that was really cool. I got to see a bunch of old friends, bunch of friends that I've had for almost 20 years. And it was a ton of fun. It was a lot of fun. Too many determinations. But anywho, so that's why the show got delayed this week. And for good reason. But again, kudos to Ralph on doing all that hard work to make that movie possible. It was a ton of fun. Got to see Jorge there. And speaking of Jorge, definitely check out the Lost episode of the Toy Geeks podcast. Dan Larson and I were joined by Jorge Garcia as we talked about the McFarlane Lost toy line. It was a ton of fun. We didn't just talk about Lost toys. Like Jorge's a toy collector, board game collector, kaiju enthusiast. So we dug into just a lot of toy related stuff with Jorge Garcia. You don't know who he is. He's been in a lot of roles, but most famously probably Hurley from Lost. He played the role of Hurley on Lost. But we had a great time with him on last week's show. So definitely check that out if you haven't yet. But it was good to see Jorge. I haven't seen him in person in a very long time. So it was great to catch up with him. And again, so many people. All right, Gary, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of this news things that I want to check into, which is why I was like, Colleen was like, do you really need to do it? Can you just take a week off? I was like, I can't. There's still things to talk about.
It's too important of a week.
It's too important of a week. Speaking of which, there's a couple of announcements. Number one, that Lost miniseries is over. It was a one and done, essentially, for the McFarlane Lost toys. And I have, he's Jorge's currently on Bookie on HBO. Yeah, check it out, or Max or whatever it is. We have another series. I wouldn't even say this is miniseries. I say this is a proper series for a new toy line for Toy Geeks to cover. Gary, if you had a guess, what would the next Toy Geeks podcast series be about?
Can I get a decade?
80s.
Okay. G.I. Joe.
You got it.
Woo!
G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, the 80s edition. So we're going to go from 1982 to 1989. So all of the releases in that era. We'll make the 90s era its own era, but we're going to talk about the 80s era of G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, week by week. For the next series of Toy Geeks, it should be a ton of fun. I know Dan is a big G.I. Joe, Real American Hero fan.
Right.
So we'll be taking this week off, mainly because I was out of town last week, but also kind of give a break between the series. So we'll be recording our first episode this week and we'll be posting next Tuesday. So subscribe to Toy Geeks Podcast wherever you subscribe to podcasts for free. That's announcement number 1. Announcement number 2. Toy Tubers Unite happened 2 years in a row at San Diego Comic-Con. We've talked about, Craig and I, taking it on the road to other locations.
Oh.
Well, guess what? We're going to go from San Diego to New York City. We're going to be at New York Comic-Con, New York City, NYCCC, New York City Comic-Con 2024. It's going to be Saturday, 7 p.m. At Javits Center. We'll have more details to come, but it's going to be definitely the YH crew, Toy Anxiety crew, and myself doing a New York Comic-Con edition of Toy Tubers Unite. So if you're like, man, why don't you do it at another convention so I can go to it? Well, here's your chance, New York folks. Yeah. Toy Tubers Unite is going to be happening in New York City.
Stop complaining, East Coasters. That's awesome, though. And you got a very prime Saturday spot.
Is that a good spot? Like, I don't know.
I don't know if 7's good, but Saturday's good. Like, that's going to be the busiest day of the show. So
yeah. What? Oh, I guess maybe I should have told them they're going to be in it. But no, they know. But yeah, Toy Tubers Unite takes on the Big Apple.
Nice.
I think Craig, what was the jokingly you gave Toy Tubers Take Manhattan or something like that. So I believe that is the 19th. The 19th is the specific day. So if you're at New York Comic-Con, come hang out. We're going to talk about all the toy reveals. There will be toy reveals at New York Comic-Con. I don't know if you saw the Yes Have Some crew posted a little thingy saying that the Ghostbusters HasLab will be unveiled at New York Comic-Con this year. So I'm sure we'll be talking about that. I'm sure there'll be a lot of things we got to talk about.
For sure. If I'm there,
you're going to be there?
Say hi. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Once again, TBD.
TMB. All right. Let's jump into some news, Gare Bear, because we're both fans of Mattel's Masterverse toys. And gosh, a couple years ago, was it 2022? The 40th anniversary Comic-Con set that featured a kind of newly tooled HeMan and Skeletor were revealed. And pretty shortly thereafter, Mattel released a non-flock trunks, and not die-cast metal accessory version of that He-Man on retail shelves, and this really cool 40th anniversary bursting red rocks over blue starry background set. And I think we all thought to ourselves, oh man, they're definitely going to be doing the Skeletor as well. Because I thought the Skeletor was the better of the two figures in the set. He had the movable jaw. I thought he looked really good. But alas, we never got that figure. Well, now, Gary, it looks like we're finally going to get the, I guess, vintage collection version
Wow.
of Masters of the Universe Skeletor. Not shocked we're getting this figure, but this vintage collection packaging title trappings for this, classic looking Skeletor, I think opens up a lot of questions. Gary, I guess my first question to you is, what are your thoughts on this figure?
I mean, it looks great. Are the weapons translucent or are they like metallic? I can't.
They look
I'm
kind of metallic,
yeah.
I would say.
I'm a sucker for translucent, but I think metallic would fit really well with this. But all the colors and everything look fantastic on it.
Yeah, it looks like a darn good Skeletor. My only critique of the 40th anniversary figures was the kind of the absurdly large pecs.
Yeah.
They didn't quite scale, and they didn't change anything there for that in this figure. But other than that, I think it looks just about pitch perfect for a classic Skeletor.
I would say so. Yeah. I I'm definitely tempted on it. I don't own a lot of the Masterverse stuff. I admire it from afar.
Hmm.
But this is really nice.
Well, here's my question to you.
Yes.
Masterverse has kind of been an interesting toy line where early on the releases have been or were hit or miss, right? There's some really bad releases and some decent ones. Um, and then they shifted to this new Eternia subline. And I think
Mhm.
that's where the things, or at least the toy line, really hit its stride and have come with some really cool figures, right? Like
Yeah.
Snout Spout comes to mind. Ram Man comes to mind. And what's neat about the new Eternia line is it kind of tries to give you classic looks as well as, pulling from concept art or maybe something the Four Horsemen did in the 2000X line, whatever. They're kind of pulling from different things to give you a cool 6.5, 7-inch Masters of the Universe figure.
Right.
And it's kind of trying to be in that zone of the original Masters of the Universe classics figures that were on Matty Collector back in the day. But what's kind of interesting is they've also had the MOTU Origins toy line, which is more vintage focus. It's giving you very classic looks of characters. And between the two, Origins has been far and away that I think the more successful toy line, mainly
Yeah.
because if you just compare Mattel Creations sales, Origins figures sell out relatively quickly.
Yeah.
And Masterverse figures, even fantastic Masterverse figures like Snout Spout, hang around for a while.
Mhm.
And so I find this a really interesting move because you had Origins, which was giving you really good looking classic figures, if not maybe a little bit more toyetic, which I think is a cool thing.
Right.
But now we're getting more maybe potentially getting another subline that goes for the classic looks that we begin in Origins, but giving it in that Masterverse scale. What's your thoughts on a potential shift in that direction? Is that a good thing? Or is this still not going to elevate Masterverse to the level of Origins? Or is it maybe even going to hurt Origins? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I've kind of like lost focus on what's going on in the MOTU world. In
Yeah.
terms of the um, the Origins figures. Wow, the
Yeah.
word could not come to my mind. Like I don't really know what they've done lately, and maybe they haven't done a lot. I know I haven't seen a lot, so I don't know. I feel like the higher price point of these is always going to be a factor, perhaps.
Hmm.
Um, because what is the price difference now?
I think it should be around the same. What are they, $24
24.
retail,
Yeah.
22.99 at Target and stuff like that. So they're not absurdly priced, I don't think.
No, no, not really. I mean, when you figure in that the Origins figures are 14.99, or have they gone up now? They might be 16.99.
I think they're in the 17-ish dollars range.
Yeah, so I mean, if it's a $4 or $5 difference, I don't really know. So I can't even blame the price really for the lack of, you know, I don't want to say interest, but more or less
Mhm.
interest in Masterverse. Um, I don't know. I really don't know if it'll be a good move or not.
It'll be interesting to see. I'm gonna put a poll out in the chat in a second. I want to ask or poll in some of the chats. Hega says this is basically what people have been asking for since Masterverse was announced. Everybody wanted classics to come back, and basically here it is, just in a more retail, less collector's release.
Mm.
And I agree. I think and this was what born the live stream on this channel, that PowerCon back in 2020, when John like let's live stream the post reveals from PowerCon, and the thoughts of a 6-inch 6.5-inch retail line. All of us are like, oh, this is great, we can try to get back to classics. Or you have the debate of like, well, nothing can beat classics, so why even bother?
Right.
And to me, I feel like this is tapping into something, albeit 4 years later, that maybe people wanted it to be in the first place. But New Eternia has given us some phenomenal looking classic hair, like Trapjaw. The New Eternia Trapjaw is beautiful.
Yeah.
It could be vintage collection. So my question now is, Gary, do they just drop New Eternia and just start doing vintage collection, or do you have New Eternia vintage collection and I guess whatever media is out at any given time?
It's too much,
It's
right?
right? It's
Like,
confusing.
yeah, even I'm confused. Like, I spend way too much time in the toy aisle. I think adding a new line at this point would, I just don't know what they're doing. I don't even know if they know what they're doing. Sometimes it just seems like they're like, well, let's try this and see what happens. And
I'd be curious to see. I mean, I'm sure there is a little bit of testing. They already have the figure, so there's
yeah,
really no risk in trying this. But it is interesting to see like what's the play here. Is this just a one-off? If orders are really strong, like okay, now we know to kind of go in this direction, or if the
mhm.
orders remain about the same, there's like whatever, we'll just keep the status quo.
Yeah,
Um,
my instinct says this is a one-off, but
really?
yeah, I could be wrong.
Okay, I'm gonna put a poll in the chat to get y'all's thoughts. Does the potential of the Masterverse Vintage Collection get you more or less excited for Masterverse figures? Is that right? Is that good?
Yeah.
More or less. I'll do a neither. I guess, right? No, I want more or less. No cop outs here.
Right.
No cop outs. Let me just exit this one out. Here we go.
And I will say that the chat is brimming with love for Masterverse.
As they should.
Yeah.
My question is too long. More or less excited for Masterverse. God, they gotta give me some more characters. Does the potential of Masterverse Vintage Collection? I'm gonna say take away the potential so that way it can fit. Does the Masterverse Vintage Collection Masterverse figure? Sorry,
Oh, you're
it
good.
capped me at at characters in the poll. So there we go. Some fun observations. Why are they calling it vintage collection? Is it 3.75? You have vintage collection in Star Wars. I guess you can't copyright that because basically just taking that line.
Right.
Retro action surprise use that name when it was revealed. And Ryan Wimmer, how many iterations of the original concepts do we need? It's a great question. But maybe if Origins is winding down, maybe this gives another path for classic looking Origins, or I'm sorry, MOTU figures.
Right.
Because we're kind of winding down on what remains in Origins of the classic figures, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, this could be the next shift, which would make sense. But
Yeah, is it just Masterverse Origins, like Derek Dalzell is saying?
right.
And people in the chat are also observing that plot twist, all other lines are canceled. This is the only new series of figures.
Oh man.
You don't know, right? Like
You really
again,
don't.
it's not necessarily it's canceled, but once you finish out all of those, other releases, what's left? What's left to get to?
Mm-hmm.
That's a fair question.
It is. I will say
Um,
I've just been staring at his face. And I love the detail on it so much. The way that the blacks blend with the red and the green, it's just
right?
perfect. Yeah.
It looks great.
Yeah.
So yeah. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. But let's see what you all are saying in the chat. The head is too small. I think the chest is too big. I think that's what changes that.
I agree with that.
Was Scott finally right? It's just about 3 years too early, maybe. Broken clock is right twice a day, I guess. Christopher Kelly, I really think Mattel is putting this MOTU product out to try and save some retail space while they wait to take over an IP that another toy maker drops. Interesting take. Just give me the back half of Origins Battle Ram already. Onryo or on RU83. I don't do Masterverse, but I at least think about it. Need to see it in hand. I think it's true.
Yeah.
Again, if it's a one-off, it's kind of a much ado about nothing. But if this
Right.
is a step in a new direction, it'd be interesting to see. But like Jeff White is pointing out, if we're still missing vintage, and they've committed to finishing it out in Mattel Creations or through Mattel Creations, so we're gonna get those eventually. But as Motu-D says, too early, the remaining 11 vintage figures need to be released in Origins before launching this in MV, and I think that's a fair call out here from Motu-D, in that you would have more excitement or maybe buy into this if like you closed out Origins, at least vintage. It's like, cool.
Yeah.
Now we'll get into 6.5 inch or whatever of the same characters again.
Right. But call them classic this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they already did classics, so
right. But vintage, sorry, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna bring in the poll here. We've got 236 watching right now, so hit the like button, everybody who haven't done that yet, if you could. And we got 84 votes in the poll. I was trying to say vote and poll at the same time. So yeah, get your votes in if you haven't done it yet. This is your last chance. And we'll see. The problem here is that New Eternia will, in a way, fight with Vintage Collection. I love New Eternia figures, but for me and probably most other collectors, MOTU is about nostalgia. Absolutely, nostalgia drives it to an extreme point, right? But that's where I think if Vintage Collection becomes a thing, I think New Eternia just kind of funnels up into that.
And then next year they'll have the Masters of the Universe Nostalgic Collection. Just to
I want the nostalgia for Revolution or Revelation.
Right.
Are we there already? Did we get there?
Getting close.
We're getting close. Gotham Stalker, plus there's Turtles of Grayskull and the MOTU Thundercats crossover. Yeah, you got that coming out too. But that's where I think maybe Origin style is going to get into that, where you do these crossovers, whatever, kind of keep bringing another IP to introduce you to the MOTU lore or whatnot. And then you can kind of take another run at vintage style figures with the vintage collection in Masterverse.
Yeah.
Right. And Justin, yeah, New Eternia is unreleased nostalgia. You're 100% right. But is that getting enough bites? I think for a lot of us diehard MOTU fans, we dig it because it's cool. It's something different, something new. But maybe it's not popular enough. And I'm not saying it's not popular, but again, you just look at that Snout Spout didn't sell out on Mattel Creations, and deep cut, not even that important MOTU Origins characters sell out on Mattel Creations. So, not saying that Snout Spout is a top character, but anywho, David Nerdy, you keep the line new and New Eternia Vintage Collection until the movie comes out. At that point, you drop New Eternia. That's good thoughts. Good thoughts there from David. All right, I'm going to end the poll. Last chance. All right, now we're done. Gary.
Yes.
Question I asked: does the new Masterverse Vintage Collection, or the potential of it, right? We only have one figure. Who knows if this is like a thing? Get you more or less excited for Masterverse figures? Gary, what do you think the chat aligned?
I think the chat already loves Masterverse a lot, so I'm gonna say less.
You'd be wrong. The chat
Oh,
says 59% of the chat says they would be more excited for Masterverse figures
okay,
if the vintage collection Masterverse toy line went forward.
cool.
And 40% said less. So there you go. But I think it's a fair critique. Cone Killer Confuser, relying solely on nostalgia as a whirlpool, absolutely is. But I think that's all MOTU has.
Hmm.
Just
Yeah,
call it what it is. They made their play to kind of do new stuff with MOTU. They have their Netflix the kids series, and you had the Revelation series, and I think it did well, but it didn't. I don't think it went beyond the MOTU fans. I don't think it like brought in a ton of new fans.
no.
But maybe the movie is that one last play, see if they can stretch beyond and bring new people in. Because this is correct. It's nostalgia, purely nostalgia, because eventually, yeah, we're all gonna die out. I
Right.
mean, all of us, knock on wood, in our 40s, 50s, whatever. We could hopefully have some time left, but not that much more time. That's too morose.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, but I mean, there are, you're raising your kids to love the things you loved, so the whirlpool continues in some ways, just not the same way.
Yes, but it's interesting. My oldest have really dug the MOTU figures. He loves, and they all love playing with the new Eternia play set, the Gray Skull, Snake Mountain, all the figures, but they're not connected to it, like
Right.
or even like the new Turtles movie. I think they enjoyed that, but they had a movie to go see. Went as a family go see the movie, and it was fresh and new, and it kind of connected with them.
Yeah.
And they enjoy that first season of the Netflix series. The second season, though, not so much.
Hmm.
Stick a fork in us. We're not dead yet. I'm just saying we are getting older. Yeah, Teddy. Where's Teddy? We need more evolution. Again, I think we all enjoyed it, but was there enough beyond just us people that love MOTU? Joey Carroll, our football glory days. Remember when they sold out of Wonder? So yes, I think we'll see. Renders FX, a few of the Masterverse figures are bringing some new magic to MOTU. Viking HeMan, Viking Skeletor, new battle armor Skeletor is really nice and innovative. More of a new but cool would be great. No, I don't disagree, Renders. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
But maybe this is them saying, okay, that's selling, maybe not isn't getting super popular. Maybe this is how they hit that origins magic with Masterverse by doing the vintage collection.
Right. Right.
So
And
anywho, good.
I love with Masterverse how they pulled from everything, right? Like even the Dolph Lundgren movie, like
Yes.
they've done a lot in the New Adventures of He-Man
Yeah.
stuff. It's been great.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I do love this packaging though.
Yeah.
It's reminiscent of that 40th anniversary He-Man that we got a couple years ago, but albeit with the newer style with less plastic in it, but we still get to see the figure. I think this looks great. I think it's
Mhm.
hard to beat the original exploding rocks of Masters of the Universe. There's a little bit of lightning in it. It's a little bit more updated and
Yeah.
refreshed. But if we get a bunch of figures that look like this, I think these sell at least to us people that love Masters of the Universe. I don't know if we get new people, but we'll definitely get the people that love MOTU.
Right. For sure.
So we'll see. We will see. Okay, Gary.
Yes.
In other MOTU news, Mondo is doing a classic look version of Scarg Glow their big vinyl figure.
Hmm.
And this is the third variation we've had of this Scarg Glow mold. I think the first one was cool and cool and original. It was like see-through and had like a skeleton, glow-in-the-dark skeleton inside it. They had this cool cherry blossoms one as a Comic-Con exclusive. And now they've done this kind of classic action figure look to Scarg Glow. And I gotta admit, I didn't get the first two. It's a little too rich for my blood.
Right.
But this one I think looks really, really good. If you're bummed it's not hollow with the skeleton like the other one, I get that. But if you missed out on the first one, this one looks pretty sick. And it is currently up for order right now. It's a limited edition. Do we know when this thing ends? Do we give us a date? People in the chat probably let us know when it drops or when it's unavailable to purchase. But currently it is up right now for $265. And yes, the Mondo crew is definitely our big Scarg Glow fans. But what's your thoughts on this, Gary?
I mean, it's cool, but it's not for me, right? Like I don't.
Not even
I
as
don't
a
really-
Halloween decoration.
Okay, maybe that. I do love the glow in the dark element to it. I liked the first design better. But yeah, I don't know. I can't see myself paying $265 for this, even though it's a premium item.
This is the first one,
Oh.
cherry limeade, cherry blossom, and then this one. Thank you for the correction there, Prismatic.
Okay.
So okay, it's just an edition. So they will run out at some point. So it's a limited edition. That's it. It is spendy though. It's absolutely spendy. Well, the folks at Mondo sent me one to share, to show you what it looks like.
Wow.
Y'all want to see it? I haven't even opened it yet. It's right here. It's in the box. Scarg Glow.
Wow.
I want to make myself big, so you're still here, Gary. They can't see you. I hope that's okay.
Where'd I go?
You're still here. Hang in there.
I'm scared, Jay.
Oh, you're fine. You're gonna be okay. But yes, here is the Scarg Glow. It is a big boy, a big chunky boy. But let's open up this thing. Take a look at him real quick. And again, thank you to Mondo for sending this. All the legalese completely for free. Didn't charge me anything. Just wanted to send it so I could share with you all what it looks like. If you're interested in picking one up. And if you're not, that's perfectly okay. No pressure selling here. Oh, goodness.
Wow.
All right, we got this guy here. My room's an absolute disaster, by the way. So this is my first time having one of these. Any of these.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, it has that soft vinyl feel that is just really satisfying. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Oh, it feels good in the hands. This is cool.
Wow.
I don't think the legs move. Maybe they do. I don't want to break it live.
Yeah.
But just first impressions hand, it feels so nice. Dang. And then his halberd is kind of, it feels, yeah, it's like hard plastic. Hopefully he easily holds it. This is pretty sick. Honestly, I think this is gonna become Halloween decorations in my house. I want to break it. There we go. Okay, look at that. I know I should have planned this better. They could have Colleen come down and turn off the lights to the office real quick. and see how much it glows. All right, I'm gonna put the cape on it. It's a wired cape.
Ooh, that's nice.
So you can get some flare on it. Do I just put it over his head?
I have to pop his head off.
Big enough to put. Yeah, do I have to pop? I probably have to pop up his head. I know this is thrilling TV right now.
That's a good pop.
Okay, there we go. Got his cape on here. That looks good. I'm just gonna pop his head back on. And boom.
The chat is basically screaming, "Don't move the legs; they do not bend." So.
Oh, okay, all right, very good. Thank you for helping me avoid disaster there. Okay. Okay, I gotta put this down. It doesn't.
PD Dubs, it is $265.
$265. So it's spendy. Have the other ones been $265?
I don't remember. I feel like they were definitely up there.
Let's see. Yeah. So it has a wired cape, so you can kind of tweak it.
That's pretty sweet.
Let it flare out in different ways. But damn, that looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, futz with it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, boom. It's a meaty price, but it's a meaty figure.
Right. For a guy who's essentially bones, very meaty.
Let's see if I can get Colleen down here to turn off the. Hey, can you come downstairs and bring my insane flashlight? All right, boom. All right, just texted her. We'll see if she'll do it.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the classic look. It does come with this extra head. So a more modern looking head that you can pop
I do
on
like
there
that head.
Well. It does look a little more menacing than the original style.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna see if she can bring. I have a really strong flashlight, so I'm gonna see if I can charge it real good, and then we'll sync up and turn the lights off together at the same time. But as PD Dub says, you can get the Origins one for $14. So there's much cheaper options to get a classic looking Scarg Glow. But I gotta say, this thing does feel really nice. Again, just the vinyl feel. It just has this. It's like a velvety vinyl feel. It just feels really, really nice. So if you got the money and you're like a Scarg Glow diehard, or maybe you missed the other ones, this one I think does look really, really good. I think it does. This is gonna be. I know y'all probably want me to give this one away, and usually I do give these away, but I kind of want to keep this one because he's so
your prerogative,
cool.
Jay.
I know, but I feel bad. I didn't pay for this. I didn't spend $265.
Right.
I'm no better than anybody else here right now. But keep it. These people are all jerks. Okay. All right. I have Colleen here. She has brought down my super powerful flashlight. Don't look at this light, people that are watching this right now. Yeah, but I need to. No. Wait. Keep that on. And then hopefully Alexa can hear me from all the way out here. All right. So I'm going to charge it up first. Here we go. No, but we just got to charge them up.
Dang.
I told you this flashlight's insane. I got it at Costco. Not a sponsor. Got this flashlight at Costco for $29. It's super bright. And what's cool is if the power goes out or whatever, it's like a USB chargeable one. So
I
that you
can
can
already see it
recharge
glowing.
Your devices. Yeah, you can look out. I'm telling you, this flashlight's nuts. Let me try and get it all charged up.
Oh, Gary. Hi, Gary.
Oh, Colleen says hi, Gary.
Hi, Colleen.
Your what fell down? Oh, did you lose something? Colleen lost her Tamagotchi, ladies and gentlemen. We were traveling today and we were like, got home, we were starving and went to a restaurant. Okay, I think this is good in charge. Wait, before you turn that up one, I'm going to turn off Alexa first. So. Okay. All right. Office lights are off. Wait, no, spoiler alert. I'm going to tell you when. Just no production value here. All right, you ready? On the count of 3. Hold on, let me turn this off. 1, 2. Let me turn this monitor off so it's not as bright. Here we go. Just can you go with me? Oh, damn it. I turned them both off. There we go. Okay. All right. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Off. There's too much light from the monitor. But
yeah,
it is glowing. Let me put it further back.
Yeah.
There we go.
Why don't you just turn the monitor down and they can still see it? You just can't see them.
I know, but I don't know how to turn the monitor down live like this. But there you go. It's glowing. It's glowing.
Does his weapon also glow?
The weapon does not glow. It's just green.
Okay. That's just the monitor light.
The figure is glowing, folks.
Mhm.
There you go. So it is a glowing Scarg Glow. Boom.
Glowing
Yes, you
Scarg
can
Glow.
turn the
Now I
light back
get
on.
it.
Can you turn that, and then you can bring down my mini iPad, please. In my backpack, front pocket. So there you go, folks. The new Mondo Scarg Glow.
Very
What's your
cool.
thoughts, Gary?
I mean, I like it more seeing it in hand than I did on the website.
Because on the website you just see $265.
That's true.
No, no way. No way.
If you were wearing a T-shirt that said 265 on it, I probably wouldn't.
Brian, I appreciate Brian Merchant's honesty. That's 10 minutes of my life I will never get back. I'm sorry, Brian. But anywho, all right, let's move on. Alison Troy, this is peak J. The weapon does glow, says Frankie Rivera. So there you go.
Okay. I love the color of that.
Glow. Not that impressed. You should give it away. Geek Illustrated, probably the best one. Love it. Still too rich for my blood. I respect that. I respect the hell out of that. Yeah. But again, if you do want to swing, I think this is really nice. Again, thank you, Mondo, for sending this one in. But Colleen needs to come in more often and just turn the lights off. All right, we got a bunch of other things to check into as we round things off. Gary, this one's really cool. People are already saying in the chat, people are excited about it. So I want to make sure I call it out because I am going to be buying these figures. How about the NECA Sesame Street Ultimate Bert and Ernie? It's taking forever to load. Thanks, Twitter or X or whatever the hell you are. But anywho, as this takes forever to load, are you buying these NECA Ultimates figures?
I mean, the temptation is real. And if I can see more than Ernie's head, I will definitely make.
Hey, why the hell is it not loading? Jeez,
it's weird.
I'm gonna bring up Toy Arc. Maybe it's on there. My guess is gonna be that it's on there. Maybe not.
I just love the fact that this is an option that we have now. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
High-end Sesame Street toys. That's so cool.
Oh. And I feel like these pictures don't do the figures justice. For those folks that saw them at Comic-Con this year, they look incredible in person. So I am all in on these figures. So much so that I have been slowly buying Palisades Muppets figures.
Right.
Because these new NECA Ultimate Sesame Street scale with the Palisades Muppets.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
Ooh.
Oh, is that? Did I just pique your interest a little bit, Gary?
Consider my interest peaked.
Because like for anybody that grew up Gen X, millennial, Sesame Street is such a integral point of our childhoods and growing up and stuff like that. And so like getting Palisades level scale quality figures of your favorite Sesame Street characters is like, hell yeah, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love Bert's kind of sassy head tilt there.
Yes, because it has the articulation to like pull it off.
Right. That's so nice.
It's still loading this picture. There we go.
There we go. Oh, I love that it has their photo, the sea. I mean, yeah, this is perfect.
And it's their $37.99? Like,
yeah,
well worth the price.
Yeah, I will say that the hands look kind of weird, like the alternate hands that they have there. I'm guessing one is a fist and the other is semi-open. So I guess Ernie can hold a gun.
So.
I don't know. I mean, it just
you need fists for punching and fists for blasting. And I just start blasting them. And I do know that Palisades, they did make a Super Grover as a Comic-Con exclusive, but Grover he's my dude. He was my guy growing up. So getting a Grover, Super Grover, like I'm here for all of it. Here for all of it. Yeah. And yeah, a Snuffleupagus, Big Bird, like it's just all of the core classic characters except for Elmo. Sorry, Elmo. Why you hate Elmo? Because I hate you. No, I'm just kidding. You're fine, Elmo. But I don't need you, Elmo. I just want classic core Sesame Street characters.
Right.
Bert and Ernie throwing hands in the neighborhood. In the neighborhood. And I love that Bert comes with the his paperclip collection, his bottle cap collection.
Boring stories.
I'm so excited for these.
They're great. Yeah.
So are you buying these, Gary?
I mean, yeah, probably. They're incredible.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd like to know. I mean, is his hair plastic or is it like?
It's plastic. It's not like a boa feather or whatever.
Yeah, I would almost prefer it be a boa feather type thing, but like, it's still great. The fact that I'm asking whether it's plastic or not is telling that it looks pretty good.
Yeah, no, I get the idea that it would be cool. I just think the sculpting probably makes it look better more consistently versus if you do like getting the same look in that scale, it probably wouldn't work as well.
Yeah, right.
I do remember Telly.
Telly.
Yeah, he got kicked to the curb because of old Elmo.
Yeah. A lot of people are asking if Elmo was around in the 80s. He was, but he was voiceless, I believe. Like he was in Follow That Bird for a brief second.
He's like a background monster, right?
He's kind of I think he was just hanging out of a window.
Yeah. So anywho, there you go. Sesame Street. Other things.
I just want to say I love the detail on the pants, right? Like the wrinkles in both Ernie and Bert's Ernie and Bert's pants. Like it just looks incredible.
It really does. I get people thinking, I think flocking on these would make it these to S tier. I get that, but I'm telling you, these pictures don't do the texture justice. When you're looking at it with my own eyes, it looks like the felt of the figures, like that little felt texture of a Muppet. You see it in the figure in real life. So I totally get thinking like flocking would give it that feel or look, but in at least the ones they showed us at Comic-Con, it had that real texture to it. So I'm really excited for these figures. Really, really excited.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things out of Comic-Con. So let's talk about some Batman. It was Batman Day recently. Everybody's showing cool stuff, including friend of the channel, Fan Plastic 4 Alex had some amazing looking sculpts for Batman that he worked up. But Mezco Toys are going to be doing 5 points Batman 89 figures. And they're going straight for the Toy Biz nostalgia feels.
Yeah, they
giving
are.
us, yeah, right, the same 3 figures that we got in 1989. Batman, Joker, and of course, Bob the Goon. Which I freaking love. I absolutely love it. And they're doing a Batmobile as well. We're just getting 89 Batmobiles left and right.
I know. I have one like somewhere that I just found in my closet.
And I love this. I think this is really cool. I'll be curious to see, like, if you haven't seen 5 points in person, they're tiny. I feel like they're slightly smaller than 3 3/4 inch. So
Really?
these will be smaller than the vintage Toy Biz figures. People
Are
in the
they
chat
like
can correct me if I'm
reaction?
wrong. What's that?
Are they like reaction size? Or
No, I maybe they are reaction size. They felt smaller than 3 3/4 inch, or looked smaller than 3 3/4 inch, but I could be wrong. But it's trying to be that 5-point figure thing. And some of them look amazing. Like those Goonie ones in person looked incredible. But yeah, I think these are really cool. Like if you want a smaller scale, not as much articulation. I know their build is 3 1/4, maybe even 4 inches. They look smaller in person, but maybe some weird depth of field perception issue I'm having with them or something.
Right.
But they're, if I brought Emma out, it'd probably perfectly fine.
right.
So so that they will scale smaller than Superpowers Quip, I guess is the point I'm trying to make here. The Toy Biz line pretty much copied the Superpowers scale, even though Batman came in a touch taller than what compared to Superman or whatever.
Right.
But so these won't really scale with Superpowers figures. So
Yeah. I love the alternate arms, the Toy Biz. You know,
action
all shaped.
arms. He's got his fists ready to go.
He does.
Well, his Batman doesn't need. Well, I guess he has a little blasty. What the hell is that called? Grappling hook.
Grappling hook. Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. I'm not slowly becoming giant. I know that. Yes. Pink. But so okay. Penguin was a straight reissue in Kenner's The Dark Knight or Batman Returns collection.
Right.
Toy Biz Batman was before the Dark Knight collection and Batman Returns when Kenner got back the DC license. But there was a short period of time where Kenner let that license go and Toy Biz made DC figures in 1989 and like 1990, I think, and quickly lost it again. Going back to Kenner. So when Kenner got it back, they pretty much reused a lot of Superpowers molds. They scale with Superpowers relatively well, including some figures are straight Superpowers re-releases like the Penguin. But
Right.
the Toy Biz one, the Toy Biz Batman is taller than the Superpowers Batman.
Yep.
I know I was getting really nerdy with that, but I feel like it'll scale with Spin Master stuff, okay?
Honestly, Spin Master stuff doesn't even scale with Spin Master stuff. They have completely screwed up their whole. I'm over it.
Just don't bring it up, Jay. I can't talk about it anymore.
Honestly, yeah. Like, no, I mean, they've got the cartoon line or whatever. That's more or less what they've been doing from the jump. And then all the movie stuff is different. So like the Shazam toys are different scale than the standard line. The Flash movie toys are a different scale than even the other movie scale toys. And it's just like, what the hell are you doing? It shouldn't be this hard, guys.
No, I understand that completely.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you Michael Keaton era Batman that I will be buying.
Oh.
Have you seen the Batman Returns Hot Toys Batman 1/6 scale figure?
I have now.
Oh, just wait, my
And-
friend. Let's take a gander at these images. If they've done a Batman Return style Batman years ago at this point.
Mhm.
I missed out on it. I had it pre-ordered, but I got the 89 one. I was like, I got my Keaton Bat. I don't need another one. But now that I have the 89 Batmobile hot toy, I kind of want the Returns suit. But you know, those sets are really expensive now because they've been out of print for a while.
Right.
Well, here we go, folks. Here's your chance to get a Batman Return style suit, Keaton Bats, and
Ooh.
it's better than ever. Yeah, here he is standing in front of previously mentioned Batmobile. And it looks beautiful. You got interchangeable faces, you got the full glider setup. Like, god dang, it looks good. And does have pictures of his like ripped off mask? I know that's an option too.
Really?
Where are you at? Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
Come
wow.
on now.
Wow, wow, wow.
So you're getting Michael Keaton,
Wow.
with the torn off mask. I think this is how I would display him because I already have the 89 Batman. And I know Jazz Inc. is working on a Catwoman, but I hope this maybe is a tease that they'll also do a Catwoman.
Pretty good chance, I would say.
Because if that happened, we're not about getting nuts.
Yeah.
We're gonna get really nuts.
I guess
if
they just
do a
have to get
Catwoman.
permission from Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle, if you're out there, I know you're a big fan of the show. You gotta approve that one.
Never misses an episode except for this one for some reason.
No. She's gonna watch. I have faith.
She's watching right now. She's watching live.
If you're in the chat, Michelle, just give us a thumbs up. I mean, let's just look at the Jazzy camera. But is it an official? I mean, it may be the only way we can do it. Jazzy Catwoman. Is it an official? I guess it is officially licensed. I just hope it scales then. Oh, I need pictures, Jazz Inc. Okay. Not telling you how to live your life, but she looks really good.
She does.
She looks really, really good.
Yeah. That hair.
Yep.
Where she's making number 3, where she's making the Ernest P. Worrell face, like that's it's incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So there you go. I have no idea how much this is yet. I've already committed to buying it. Should we find out how much it is together? I'm jumping head first into future J problems. There's got to be a link to Sideshow somewhere. No?
Did it say
Park, I'm
it's
trying to give you money. Hold on. Toys. We'll pull it up real quick. We'll go Batman. The Batman. All right. Let's see how much it is. Or is it not up for order yet?
I'm thinking it's not up for order. I thought it said second or third quarter of 2025.
Oh.
But maybe that was
No,
shipping.
that's when it delivers.
Okay.
Is it up? People in the chat probably know. Batman Returns. Nope. Well, maybe it's not available just yet. Pre-orders will go live soon. Oh, okay. Well, it's not up yet.
Well,
we'll find out then.
Are you going standard or deluxe?
I'm going deluxe. Oh, it's up already? Where is it, Deep
What?
Space Niner? I don't see it.
It's also on Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, is it only on Big Bad? I usually get it from Sideshow because I get the points. Well, let's see how much it is on Big Bad Toy Store. Let's just look. Batman Returns. Oh, see, $299.
$300.
That's not bad.
No, but that's standard. You know that deluxe
let's
is
just
gonna
see.
cost you.
Oh, there it is. There we go. Okay.
Weird.
340.
That's not too bad.
Do that all day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think, this is an absolute purchase. And I won't have to worry about it till next Comic-Con time. So there you go. There's the Batman's. Let's see what else is going on. Super 7 O-rings are up for sale right now. Speaking of classic Real American Hero G.I. Joe, that's going to be the next Toy Geeks series. What's your thoughts on these? You gonna be picking these up? $20 O-ring Joes back on the shelves.
You know, I haven't really picked up any of the O-ring Joes since they've come back. But like I think it's a great option. Let's see that cover girl.
You're not liking it.
Not
I hear it
really.
in your voice.
Yeah, I liked the smaller image, but now that it's blown up, I mean, of course, it's just a render though, so it could impress me in person.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's the opposite for Super 7 renders versus real life, but hey, maybe it looks better in person.
This will be the one time. And which Snake Eyes are we getting?
It's like version 2, but with the blue armbands and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Ooh, you're not sounding too jazzed about it.
It's probably a pass for me.
All right.
What about you?
I need my cover girl looking like Joan Rivers. If I see them in person, I'll probably pick up Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
I'll probably pick up Cover Girl because she'd look good on my USS Flag.
Sure.
I don't need this version of a Cobra Bat. I prefer, more traditional. But it's cool for those that want it. And this Coco is cool, but I have a vintage Coco. Maybe. I'm at least getting the Snake Eyes, probably Cover Girl if I see him.
Yeah.
If I see him.
Yeah.
And I love this call out here from Allison Troy. We're at the Gary Shania Twain era of Super 7. That don't impress me much. So
yeah, I feel like I should be impressed because this is totally my speed, but for some reason I'm just not feeling it. Again, maybe seeing it in person will change my tune.
Ooh, Paul Galliano picked up the Coco at my Target last night.
So, is this how they look in person?
Yeah, they look really good. Paul, are you impressed? Highly articulated, Adam. The bat is the highlight for me. Good to know, Adam. Deep Space Niner, Sigma Gary doesn't need your O-rings, Super 7. Keep them. Don't get him wrong, Gary thinks they're all right. But that won't keep me warm in the middle of the night.
Man.
Okay, so you're Joan Rivers. That don't impress me much. Monday night streams a little bit more wild on Monday night.
A lot of
loosey-goosey.
Yeah, a lot of Shania Twain talk tonight. I'm here for it. Literally, I'm here for it.
Literally. What do we got here? We need to talk about. Let's talk about that 4 Horsemen. Frankenstein looks really sick. Where are you at, Frankenstein? You're around here somewhere.
I know. I saw it earlier.
Put him here. Yeah, I don't think it was put on Toy Arc. Toy Arc, you got to put on there. He looks really good. Let's check into Monstores. We had them on last week. Let's see how they're doing. Oh, goodness gracious. My internet's being... Ooh, $100,000.
Wow.
Monstores. So it's doing well.
Yeah. That's great.
102,000. So 16 days left. Only what, 17,000 or so to go.
Yeah. Seems very doable.
Let's Google it on their site. Frankenstein. How do you spell Stein? E-I-N.
Yeah.
Creature. There we go.
There we go.
This looks insane. It looks fantastic. A great figure obscura, especially going into Halloween. Ready for the spooky season.
Yeah.
It's cool.
That packaging's nice. Wow.
Looking really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, all these things look great. Gary, have you gotten any of the figure obscura Four Horsemen figures?
I have not. I've enjoyed looking at all of them, but I have not actually picked any up.
I've gotten a few. But my favorite was it's not figure obscura, but these skeleton warriors from their Mythic Legions line. These guys are sick. But really, you can't go wrong with Four Horsemen. They're going to be incredible. They look incredible. The detail, the paint, the sculpting. They're just really freaking cool.
Yeah.
And it looks like Gary, so we got an official Gary is impressed by these. Frankenstein's monster. So good. So anywho, that's that. You know what? I'm not doing After Dark today, but I figured I'd do a little sharing of some of the pickups from this past week. And people in the chat, if you're like, Jay, you should still talk about this, hit me up, say it in the chat, let us know. But Gary, Matt Bush sent something into the channel. And this relates to last week's. So still, you should become a patron to watch last week's After Dark. I believe it was, you were out of town the last time we did one. But it was, Colleen and Dole were on. And I got a whole set of the Canadian exclusive Muppet Babies figures, but I was missing Animal. And so we sent in Animal from Muppet Babies. I don't know if Dole's watching right now. He's probably like, you should have sent that to me. And then he also sent this Terror figure, which I needed. So,
nice.
Thanks. Praise be the bush.
Very cool. Yeah.
Very much. So those are my toy pickups for this last week. I was out of town at work. I probably should have went to Frankenstein's. I was in LA all week, but I was just working a lot, so I didn't have a lot of time.
Right.
This isn't a toy pickup, but I was at Amoeba Records in Hollywood, and I'm a big Nina Simone fan. I've been looking for this record for a while, Pastel Blues. So I picked up this one. It is a acoustic sound series audiophile mastered from the original tapes.
Very cool.
Great. Nina Simone. Are you a Nina Simone fan?
I have not listened to a lot of Nina Simone, but I should because that's my genre.
Sinner Man. Check it out. Give that one a spin sometime. But anywho, so Nina, I picked up that, and then I went to a Padre game in San Diego on Saturday, and they do this cool thing. I've talked about it before, but they have game used balls. So like if they get a hit or foul ball or an out or whatever, they sell them in the authenticated shop. They have like broken bats, all sorts of stuff, like game used things.
Cool.
And so Luis Ariz, one of the Padres players, got a single in the first inning, and they had it for sale, and I bought that single. So it's an MLB authenticated single from the game I was at.
That's super cool.
Right? That's the perfect kind of souvenir for me. Like it's an actual artifact from the game I was watching. It's really cool. If you haven't been to Petco Park, if you even remotely like baseball, I think you should check out Petco Park in San Diego. Nina Simone, very mindful, married in mirror. Indeed. Gary, any pickups for you? You texted me on Saturday You're like, hey, you going to the flea market? I was like, actually, I am in LA. I was actually nursing an incredibly horrible hangover from
Oh,
drinking too much the night before. But I was like, no, I'm not there. But I was kind of upset because I do love a good flea market hunt. And you said there were some new toy dealers there.
yeah, there were a few. One guy that I'd never seen before. A while ago and after dark, I picked up some of the GI Joe Street Fighters. I got a couple more
Mhm.
from this guy.
Oh, hell yeah. No, not from John. You got him from.
Yeah, from some random guy at the flea market,
Oh,
and he
damn.
included weapons and accessories, which are clearly not theirs, but whatever. I'm just buying the figures at this point.
Where was he
Um,
stationed at? Like, what was he near?
Oh, he was on the row with Anthony.
Okay.
Like maybe 3 or 4 tents down from Anthony, something
Okay.
like that.
All right. Maybe we'll be there this week.
Yeah, which was pretty cool. Like I always enjoy seeing someone new. I texted you or I sent you a message on Instagram with the other big haul that I got from John's store this week.
Oh, I didn't even see it. Maybe I missed it. Did I talk about it? Maybe I forgot about it. Am I drunk and
No, you,
stupid?
you didn't talk about it. I
Oh, okay.
messaged it to you literally as we were recording. I didn't know if you wanted to show it.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let me try to pull it up then. Sorry.
All good.
Oh,
And then I also, because Saturday was Batman Day, they were running a special. So I went ahead and picked this guy up.
nice.
Because I'm trying to get all the Bruce the Batman figures, and I've gotten this one recently, so I was like, I'll get the 2 of them. I just love the card art on both of these.
Oh, the card art's so good. Do you want me to pull up the picture?
Yeah, that's fine.
I have it ready. I keyed up here. So you went to John's Hero Store Toys and Collectibles, and he had a full set of these bad boys.
The Batman and Robin ones I've had for a while, but the Batman Forever collection is incredible. I love them so much. I didn't think that I would like them more than the Batman and Robin figures, but I actually do. The Nightmare Bat I thought was going to be just I'd considered selling it until I put it together, and then I was like, no, this thing's perfect. I mean, it's massive. The sculpt on it is incredible. The jaw is on hinges, so you can have open or closed mouth. And what they did this time around was they made the capes cloth good. So
yes,
a lot better than the Batman and Robin plastic capes for sure. But I just love having the option of being able to see all the Schumacher villains in one place, right?
Yes.
Like they're so colorful and they look really, really good together. So
these do like I like that you have them here with the Batman and Robin figures because they do look way better than the Batman. Is it just maybe the angle, or maybe just they're not as I don't know,
dark.
Yeah, they're just kind of black plastic
Yeah.
versus the Forever ones. Like it just has a little more color, more pop to it. But is the paint better too? They just look better than the Batman and Robin ones.
I mean, I think the faces look great across the board except for Batgirl, but like
yeah,
the Clooney bats and the Kilmer bats, like you know, it's clear who they are when you look at the paint apps on them. The Chris O'Donnell Robins, you know, the yellow, I mean the red, green, and yellow is more iconic to me than the
agreed
Batman and Robin look. But I mean, you can see from Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze that the Batman and Robin toys are very well made and they look really good.
Yes.
It's just the heroes are so muted with the dark palette.
They just like they look out of place with the rest of these figures.
They do.
They really do.
To the point
like everybody else is having a great time and they're just in the back like
right. They're the goth kids at the party.
Yeah.
So it's kind of strange though. The Batman does not have wire in his cape, but the Robin does.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm not sure what that choice was, but
with McFarlane, you never know. They're like, well, it's 2 capes we had to sew together for the 2 colors, so we'll put wire in it. The Batman doesn't need it.
There's no girls in this one, right? And you can't really see it in the image, but the hand for Two-Face is flipping the coin, which I think is such a nice little feature. And I agree with Deep Space Niner. Bane is sorely missed. Oh, Matt
guess you
Bush
could
called me on
do-
it too.
Uh, I feel like you could still do it because there were their kind of ice suits in Batman Forever, or I'm sorry, Batman and Robin. Like
Mhm.
you could get to it.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
could do it. Also, can I just call out Gary? You and I have very similar tastes and love for things.
Yeah.
I love that you have a sealed color forms Batman Forever backing up these figures. It looks so good.
Yep. Yep. And that's actually a Darkwing Duck light switch plate behind the Batman and Robin figures, just to make it even more of a connective thing between us.
Chef's kiss.
Just
No
looking for that.
notes. No notes.
Just hoping that there's a Batman and Robin color form out there so I can complete my collection.
God. You know what, Gary? You know what we got to do now? Let's fire up the old Evil Bay and see.
Yep. So it almost
if-
seems like they're that McFarlane is releasing the movie lines in reverse. So if Batman and Batman Returns is next, I'm on board for that.
let's see. What was it again? Oh, Batman, and because when did color forms die? Like, how long did color forms hang around?
In my heart, never. No, I don't know.
Color forms? Did I spell that right?
Mhm.
Oh, Gary.
My life is forever changed.
Someone changed my life tonight. It's pretty cheap too. Is that good for a sealed color forms? I feel like that's pretty good.
I think that's slightly more than I paid for the other one. So yeah. Oh, look
I mean,
at
that
art on
means
it.
you just gotta wait. Maybe you find it at a toy store or something, get it for like $10.
Yeah. Yeah, it's possible.
So there you go.
Yep.
Jay, can we please look through your recently viewed items? It's been a bunch of Disneyland stuff because I've been working on this Disneyland thing. So look at these pennants, these replicas of old Autotopia cars. I love this sign. It's kind of my era Disneyland sign.
That's cool.
I think it'd be cool to put over the poster that I got.
Yeah.
Did you see the poster that I got?
The one from the flea market?
No, that's a Disney World one, but I recently you weren't there for that episode. I'll send you a picture of it, but I got 40th anniversary Disneyland poster and I got it framed and it looks so good.
Ooh,
Which it was 1995. That was kind of like peak family vacation to Disneyland for our family growing up with all of us.
Right.
So anyway, that's what I had been looking at on the old Evil Bay. I have seen the leaked multiverse and superpower list. I intended to talk about it with Ryan last week, and we ran out of time. So, Dolars, I don't know if we got to do it on Gotham City tonight or on a future GDL Sunday stream. I don't know. We'll figure that out. It is still hanging up in the hallway, Quip. But anywho, any other things, Gary, before we close out the show?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see. Maybe we'll both go to the flea market this weekend and find something cool.
I won't be in town, so that'll be amazing if I do
Where
that.
you going this time?
I'm going to
I
be
know I
in
just
Des
said that saying that
Moines.
I was gone. Where?
Des Moines,
Oh, Des Moines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Iowa. Beautiful.
I've never been. Iowa, right?
I've been once.
Moines?
It's, there's grass. And
But see,
buildings.
I feel like going to a con like that in a place middle of nowhere. I mean, that's not middle of nowhere. Des Moines, Iowa people, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend.
No.
But like, you never know. Like, there's just different. Like, we go to toy shows and stuff here, cons, and it's eventually it's the same stuff. You kind of seen it 100 times,
Mhm.
and it's nice going to a different state show that's completely out of your mix. Like, nobody in Des Moines is setting up in a North Carolina Comic-Con, or even
sure.
a San Diego Comic-Con, maybe, but probably not likely. So I feel like that's a part of the US that I haven't seen a lot of toy dealers from. So
That's true.
Cool.
That's
really
true.
cool.
Yeah, I will definitely walk around the vendor floor, and if I see anything, I'll snap some photos.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
No After Dark tonight. Taking this week off. Honestly, I had to convince Colleen to just let me do this show on Monday. She was kind of pissed I was doing this show on Monday. So we kind of did a combo action show tonight. But this Sunday, back to the normal routine. with a main show and After Dark show. But at least wanted to check in on the past week's news, check in with you all, share this bad boy, share this from Matt Bush. Thank you for sending that again, and this sweet animal.
It's so cool.
And that's it. Gary, anything coming up for you?
No, I'll be in Des Moines. That's it.
Well, if you're in what's the name of the show?
It's a GalaxyCon show. It's Animate X Nightmare Weekend Des Moines. So they have an animation show called wow. They have an animation show called Animate. They have a horror show called Nightmare Weekend, and this is a conversion of both. So
okay. Well, if you're in Des Moines and you see Gary, say hi.
Please do.
And I'm not planning C2E2. Adding a new convention to the mix, though. We will be at Comic-Con. If you missed the beginning of the show, we'll be taking Toy Tubers Unite to New York Comic-Con. So that'll be really exciting.
That's awesome.
There we go.
And on YouTube, I just uploaded my first video in a while. So that's out there as well. So Wax Nostalgic Network on YouTube.
Right there. It's under his right there. Wax Nostalgic Network. Check it out, folks. And that will do it for this episode. Remember, no new Toy Geeks podcast this week. We kick up a new series next week with G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, 1982 through 1989. Oh, Black Phoenix, sorry we just missed you, my friend. Catch you on the replay. We'll be back to our normal time this Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with the After Dark after it as well. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out on a Monday night. We'll see you all next time. Hasta luego and goodbye.